Hello there! Thank you so much for tuning in to the Just Keep Running showcase. I am Victor Allen. I am the founder of I.M.I.Self, and I am the lead developer of Just Keep Running. I'm joined here by my fellow cohorts, Robin, who is a co-writer and playtester. There he is. And I'm also joined here by Yuri Dank Lampinen, simply known as Dank, has also done some co-writing and playtesting for the game. And we're mainly here because we're going to talk about... I'm going to be playing through the demo, and I'm going to be talking about this sort of game development process, how it got started, going through especially LBS Game Awards, which is where this game was first featured before going public, and then future plans that we have for the game. And hopefully... my fellow people in here will have some interesting stuff to talk about. But I think hopefully. But yeah, I think there's nothing better to do than just to get into the whole thing. So let's start about how the entire thing began. I studied at because I am soon. I think as this is airing, I have graduated from upper secondary.
I do have to say, congratulations, mind you.
Thank you very much. I believe, Robin, you're still going the second year in upper secondary.
LBS.
Yeah. No, he's not going. So, again, the Swedish education system is hard to explain, but essentially, we study or have studied at what's known as upper secondary, which is a sort of in between like regular school and the sort of mandatory school you're supposed to go to, and then like universities. It's kind of like, I guess the closest equivalent would be like high school or college. Yeah,
it's like the British college.
Yeah,
somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. And we went to a specific. I went to a specific school called LBS, Ljudbildsskolan, which specializes in mostly creative fields like music production, film and photo, game design, and graphic design, system development, stuff like that. I went game development there, and during my second year, I had essentially gotten a lot of my sort of assignments done in time. And so a good advice that I got was to essentially work on my own little project when I had nothing else to do. And even just in my spare time. And I've always wanted to make something that was inspired by Mirror's Edge, because when I was like 10 or 11, I went to this sort of I don't know, Robin, if you know about the robots like gaming magazines.
Oh my god, I read them all the time.
You read them all the time? Yeah, I had a subscription to a Swedish gaming magazine called Robot. They had, I think they still have it in Stockholm. They have a tiny little like, I guess, museum or like showcase of gaming history. And I went there, and it was lovely. And they had a showcase of Mirror's Edge. I don't remember if it was the original or Catalyst. By the way, this man could not join us here, but he is another playtester and concept artist, Max. Love that man. But yeah, so they had a showcase of Mirror's Edge, and I loved that game. Like, as soon as I got my hands on it, I loved the use of parkour. I really loved the sort of style of the game and how it felt to play. And I've always wanted to make something that was inspired by that. And Portal was also a major inspiration for this. So during, while I didn't have any assignments, I started working on this little like test of making a sort of pre-platformer or like parkour game that felt good to play, that felt snappy, and that was, it just felt like a good player character. And essentially it was a lot of tweaking, and then eventually I showed it off to Dank, I showed it off to Robin, I showed it off to Max, I showed it off to my sort of my friend group.
Friend group.
Yeah, and the response was pretty damn positive. What had happened essentially is that they were all competing for their own sort of to beat the sort of playtest level that I had made. But essentially, my friend group was starting to compete for their best times. And when I had,
It was so much fun, by the way.
yeah, no, I had Max and Robin over one time, and it was wild. It was wild, and I think I have footage from that. That's still public. I think on the I.M.I.Self YouTube channel. A little compilation of speedrun moments, which included when we were here and Max was sitting here and we had like fucking JoJo music in the background. Fucking yeah. That was awesome. And we were just actively trying to beat each other's times. And I thought I might and y'all also thought you might actually have something here because it just felt pretty good. And so I just essentially kept working on it. Remembering these codes is going to be hell while I'm trying to talk. But I'll
see if I can go ahead and help you remember.
What did you say?
I'll see if I can help you remember.
No, I'll be fine. There we go. But yeah, so mostly from that feedback, I kept working on the thing, and that eventually led to releasing Chapter 1. And an interesting thing that my school has, and that all LBS schools around the country has, is the LBS Game Awards. So essentially,
I remember this.
Yeah, you remember this. Every student, not every student, but every school across the country picks out certain games from the students that they want to showcase and compete in this sort of award. And there was a bunch of categories, and there was a deadline essentially. I didn't win anything at the Game Awards, but it did give me a deadline for Chapter 1 of the project, which I am very thankful. Yeah, and Robin, you were there along with Max when they were doing the when they were putting out the awards. Yeah.
I was also there watching the live stream.
Yeah. And essentially, I was the second most nominated game. I think I was very close to winning Game of the Year.
You got second.
Yeah, I think second. But I didn't win anything, so it was like the group.
Totally robbed.
Yeah, the group chat was like, bro, you were robbed.
Yeah, 5 nominations at the LBS Game Awards.
Yeah, 5 nominations. Yeah, that was...
Every single category, it felt like, oh, he might win this time.
Yeah.
He never won.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, even in like the technical aspect, there was a game that was very similar to... what is that fucking... I have it downloaded on Steam because they put it out as a desktop version and not like a mobile app, but like the Pixel Gun...
Pixel Gun 3D.
Yes! It's something that looked akin to that. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I remember. There was a game that looked completely like 3D.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, even though I didn't win anything, like, I mean, I still got like proper creds from. Dank, you brought up the sort of big like school chief of all LBS schools.
Yes.
He is based in Varberg, which is where I study at and where I generally live. And he gave me props, which was really lovely. And mainly what LBS Game Awards helped with was making sure that I kept working on the project and that I had something to show. So in April of 2023, I put out Chapter 1 on itch.io, on GameJolt, on IndieDB, places like that.
Been that long.
A
year.
Yeah, it's been a year, yeah. And I've been developing the game since I think August of 2022 even. So it's been a while.
I'm old.
Yeah. But yeah, so mostly I have to concentrate on this stage because this is because you have to get both keycards and remember codes.
Code.
So 7008, I believe it was. There we go.
W.
Lovely.
Anyway, that was chapter 1, and we go on to chapter 2.
We're going into chapter 2. But yeah, so LBS Game Awards gave me a deadline for chapter 1. And then during the summer, I was looking for work to do in the meantime. But I just got really unlucky with searching for jobs. I got nothing. So I just so I just mostly spent my time working on chapter 2. And it's around that time. I think I brought y'all on during chapter 1, but I think y'all were more involved in chapter 2's writing than before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Don't forget Jimmy.
Yes, I should bring up. There's a bunch of people that have helped out here. We have a crew of about, I'd say, 4 or 5 people who have helped out. We're not just playtesting.
6.
Well, yeah, technically, yeah, 6. But yeah, it mostly consists of friends and a lot of other playtesters who've been so generous to want to stick around and help out and stuff like that. But yeah, even though I still do most of the work, it's lovely to have other people who can assist and provide different perspectives on stuff.
Definitely.
And that's been lovely. But yeah, so most of the summer I spent on working on chapter 2, and eventually even autumn, and eventually in December I put out chapter 2. And during that year I've made so many contacts, and not even, I wouldn't even say contacts. I've made friends with a bunch of people, like in the content creation square, CG Danny, V Generator, stuff like that, which y'all will see later. And that's been, I mean, that's one of the last things that I expected from this. I expected obviously that people would play it and hopefully enjoy it, but I didn't expect to actually like meet new people and get myself involved in their communities and stuff like that. And that's been a really lovely thing. I think I talked about it in Danny's interview a little bit, but I just like sticking around and hanging out because I'm equally excited about what those people are doing. They're just as excited. I'm just as excited about that. I'm horrible with speaking.
You can't even talk. Literally
playing a game and talking is not an easy feat, okay? But what I was trying to say is that I enjoy what they're doing and they enjoy what I'm doing. It feels I've formed it as a very positive trade, despite me hating that usage. But I've determined that it's more of a feedback loop. I'd say it's a positive feedback loop. I give feedback and support what they do. They give feedback and support what I do, and that's been a really lovely thing. And I've always encouraged people to be honest with their. Obviously, I hope people enjoy the work, but if they don't, then feel free to let me know. Be honest about it and let me know what I can do to. God fucking damn it! Let me know what I can do to.
Make it more.
Yeah, because again. What did you say, Dan?
Feedback and whatnot.
Yeah. No, I've been very, very vocal about that. Because it's like, again, it's not like I'm not. At the end of the day, if someone doesn't like my game, that's fine. But you know, if they feel like they want to like it and they can, if only was slightly different, or if there was something that was fixed, like let me know. Because that would be awesome, because I want to make the game as good as I can. So I've been very vocal about that. If you have something to say about it, feel free to say it. But yeah, no, and that's been I think that's helped a lot, because some of the people that I've had play the game, they've provided a lot of useful feedback, especially speedrunners. Anyway, I can remember the day that I realized I was on one of the small wishes and goals that I had for Just Keep Running was to be on speedrun.com. And I was like, yeah, maybe that'll happen after a while. Maybe once it's out in early access, something like that. 3 months after the game was released, it happened. I was on a trip with my parents.
Here it is.
And we were going up. I don't remember exactly where the trip was, but we were going up to. It was mostly just a road trip, and I was just planning on like having a chill time and take a little break from game development. I just brought my laptop just in case if anything needed to be fixed, anything critical or stuff like that. Let me tell you, as soon as I found out that there was a speedrunning community, because the Ian and Gaminator had joined the Discord,
Right.
and that's how I found out. And I'm just like, what? I was honestly surprised that there was like, and I will say a small speedrunning community has formed both in the Discord and on speedrun.com, and that's been a really wild thing to witness, because I think. For me, speedrunners are like the best sort of players because they're the ones that I've been most invested in trying to essentially break the game and try to find ways to beat it faster.
Yes.
And
They're always the most engaged.
Yeah, they are so incredibly engaged with it, and they have so much useful stuff to feedback, especially to provide about the game. So I've just been, I have nothing but love and respect for those people. And you will see a compilation of some of my favorite speedrun moments and stuff like that later on in the main event. But yeah, so that was a day, and yeah, it's just there's been a lot of incredible stuff, and I can only hope that via Steam Next Fest, and I'm hoping via just early access, I hope to grow all of that, and I hope to make just a game that's fun to play and a game that people are excited to play, and to work on and to tell a story that I think is interesting. But yeah, but I think that's most of the main stuff that I have to talk about the development process. I have some more stuff to bring up about general game development in CG Danny B's interview, which is coming up next. But yeah, so that interview is coming up next. No, actually, it's Azura's review of the demo first, which has been actually really useful. Some of the stuff that he brings up is already on the sort of Trello board that I have now of potential things that I want to sort out. No, so that comes up before something 4, something 9. And there's going to be some other stuff coming up. There's going to be some more talks about my other project, Project T1000.
Yes.
And Jesus, do not die now. The stress. But yeah, so that's going to be the main event, pretty much, and that's coming up after all this. After the main event, you will see some gameplay by a bunch of creators and a bunch of streamers. You'll see I'm Literally Leon, you'll see Polar Bear Problems, you will see Avil, you will see V-Generator, you will see Azura again, you will see CG Danny B, etc. And yeah, I hope you all stick around for that. But with that being said, that was the Just Keep Running demo. If you want to play it, you absolutely can. You can check it out. Chapters 1 and 2 will stay free.
As a demo?
Yeah, it will stay free as a demo for...
On Steam?
Yeah, for as long as, the game is in early access, I think. Maybe even after early access, the 2 chapters will still stay free. And I feel like there's a lot of replayability and stuff that you can get even from the 2 chapters. Especially if you are a speedrunner. So yeah. But you can check that out. If you want to wishlist the game, please do. Wishlisting helps out a shit ton. It pushes the game towards more users. It gets us more prominently featured on Steam. And it just generally helps out a lot with publicity. But yeah,
yes.
That's mainly going to be it from me. That's going to be it from Robin. And that's going to be it from Dank. Thank you so much for joining us for this, and I hope you stick around for what's coming up next. But for now, you're going to get a little showcase of some of our favorite short-form content that we've made so far, and then you will get the Azura review. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for watching, and right. I hope y'all stick around for the rest of the stream. Peace!
Yes. Alright, play that bad boy.
Play that bad boy!